Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
22-year-old Jackson Phillips pleaded not guilty on Thursday to an assault that investigators are looking at in connection to a woman's death in Lincoln County. 20-year-old Randy Gerlach was found dead near Highway 11 on March 1st.
Phillips was named as a person of interest and later charged with 2 counts of domestic aggravated assault against Gerlach. Last night, Gerlach's friends and family gathered for a vigil in remembrance of her. Tonight on KELOLAND News, we'll tell you more about Gerlach through the eyes of some of her closest friends. Authorities in Lyon County, Iowa are asking for the public's help in finding a man involved in a car theft. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office posted this video of the man to its Facebook page.
Officials say the car was stolen in Inwood on Thursday. If you know who the man is, you're asked to call the Lyon County Sheriff's Office. Police in BELLE, FOURCHE, South Dakota are investigating a crash in the central part of the city. The department says a car crashed into a home in the area of Jackson Street and 6th Avenue at around 2:15 Thursday morning.
No one inside the home was hurt. Both people inside the car were taken to Monument Health in Spearfish. The driver was arrested for DUI. Authorities in Lake County are asking people to stay away from an area on Lake Madison due to open water. Lake County Emergency Management says this comes after 3 fishermen fell into open water near Johnson's Point Wednesday night.
They were able to get out on their own, but their ATV, UTV, and fishing gear were still in the water. Members of the Lake County dive team were called to help get the equipment out. Officials say an area the size of 2 football fields is open.
Turning to weather now with meteorologist Scott Munt. Temps bounce back today, but cool with our coming weekend, Scott.
Yeah, we'll continue to watch colder temperatures for this weekend. Along with it, also that chance for rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain, even some thunder will be thrown in as we do go through the day for tomorrow. A lot of that will be found across eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. Cold enough to support all snow through western, central, and northern South Dakota. More details on that in just a bit. In the meantime, today, temperatures will be warm, 53, our forecast high in Sioux Falls. As we do take a look at northeastern South Dakota, Aberdeen at 42 today, partly sunny conditions. Southeast wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. In Pierre, 48. That will happen with a partly sunny sky and a southeast wind. While western South Dakota, Rapid City, high temperature at 48 today, north winds of 15 to 30. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. As war in Ukraine continues, those who have loved ones in the country are constantly concerned for their families.
Irina Trinatinsky and her brother Dil Dumensky escaped Ukraine in 1992, fleeing from religious persecution. They are heartbroken to see what is happening to their home country and how it is affecting the citizens.
Seeing the cities that I used to live in, Kiev, capital especially, being bombed, the streets they used to walk on, and parks they used to take my kids to, seeing Russian weapons landing there, it's very difficult.
They still have family living in Ukraine and have been in close contact with them. This year's Bow Forum at Augustana University will focus on Russia and the future of Europe. Michael McFall will be the keynote speaker for the Bow Forum on Thursday, March 31st at the Elman Center.
McFall served as U.S. ambassador to Russia from 2012 to 2014. He's now a Washington Post columnist and NBC News analyst, sharing his knowledge of Russia's domestic and foreign policy. Tickets are free and will be available to the public on March 16th.
Just a day after he announced he was running for South Dakota's lone U.S. congressional seat, Democrat Ryan Ryder has withdrawn his candidacy. This comes after controversial tweets from Ryder resurfaced. In a statement, Ryder said the comments he made in the past were a poor attempt at sarcastic humor. The South Dakota Democratic Party also released a statement saying it does not support the type of language used in the tweets. The Summit League basketball championships are in Sioux Falls this weekend, but sports bars around South Dakota are preparing for watch parties. Staff at Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in Brookings say they are expecting a big turnout as fans gather to cheer on the Jackrabbits.
Brookings is a sports town. It's a college town. Everyone here loves watching SCCU. I grew up around this, and so I'm used to it.
You can find out more about the tournament on our Summit League page right here on KELOLAND.com. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, first of all, we have a winter weather advisory for tomorrow. That does include Large sections of KELOLAND running from the southern and central Black Hills, in fact, even up to Spearfish. But technically looking at the southern half or so, or southern 2/3 of KELOLAND, a little more likely on the winter side of this. I do expect there will be adjustments to some of these things as we're dealing with a lot of variables around Sioux Falls, and Minnehaha County is still in play for some advisory level snows. But more on that in a moment. Let's look at this too. Winter on one side, and then we got this on the other side of the system. Severe weather outlook. Slight risk now includes a big chunk of Iowa, and even that marginal risk of severe weather certainly marches into southeast South Dakota. Basically what's going on here is we've had, as we kind of thought would happen, this system is now getting a little bit better handling on the modeling, and we've got a big temperature spread. Numbers south of us are going to be in the 60s and 70s tomorrow in parts of Iowa and Nebraska. And then we're dealing with the 20s in parts of KELOLAND. So big contrast usually leads to, more interesting weather. Here's how it starts. We have snow likely tomorrow morning in the Black Hills. You can see that painted in blue. Then you notice a couple of thunderstorms already late tonight in parts of northwest Iowa. And it looks like this is going to expand towards Sioux Falls, at least the chance of thunder and lightning tomorrow morning, and then it gets messy. There's an icy mix there in the pink. You can see the darker blue representing the snow. So I would expect late tomorrow afternoon a lot of changing weather here around the Sioux Falls area. And there will be some wind behind it, not terribly strong, but I think 20 to 40. Looking pretty likely in Sioux Falls. So not only is it going to be at least a springtime component, we're also going to expect some blowing snow in a few areas here. There's that ice and sleet. Again, that's in pink north of Sioux Falls for the most part, but that's still something we're carefully monitoring. We also think 2 to 4 inches of snow in a lot of that advisory area. The northern areas of South Dakota, like Aberdeen and Mobridge, probably in the lower end of this system. So that's what I would expect, and we'll continue to monitor all of these things through the day. 53 Sioux Falls this afternoon. Let's wrap up on your 7 days. You think we're done with winter? No, we're not. We might get back to 40 or so on Tuesday. And then we're going to get probably another chance of snow late next week and some pretty cold air. We've only started chopping the numbers on day 7, and I think it's now looking pretty likely we're going to see some sub-zero weather again. And that, too, will get some headlines eventually. But we'll save that talk for a later time. Pierre, Rapid City finishing up here, 20s, upper 20s, low 30s this weekend. Again, some accumulating snows pretty likely in Rapid City this weekend with 2 to 4 inches in our forecast. Check out details. A lot more to say with our weather update at KELOLAND.com.